Hi, my name's Woody Gall, and today I'm going to talk a little bit about evidence-based learning for oral and written development, and I'm also going to touch on how writing can enhance oral development, and lastly, I'm going to look at choosing different texts for learners and how and why I would choose specific texts. So firstly, I believe that there is a lot that can be taken out of evidence-based learning. From my own experience, I've found that reading aloud to the class is very helpful in having them engaged in adding on to the story from their own experiences. I also like to engage in physical activities with my students, get them attuned with how language is connected into their body. One example of that is tapping or clapping out sounds together with the class so that they're connecting with the sounds of the word physically. And then also sounding out and spelling words together as a class. I also like the idea of creating a word list of commonly used words and keeping them posted on the wall somewhere in the classroom for them to refer to. And then the other thing that I wanted to talk about was choosing students to write words on the board and having other students also writing, maybe with their finger on their desk, or if they're all sitting on the ground also. And I think that all of these experiences will help facilitate the students' knowledge and help them grow incrementally. Additionally, I think that writing can enhance oral development because the students are visualizing the words, and if you read the words that you are writing, it forces you to read and correct yourself in a way. Also, it helps with organizing ideas and thoughts that the students are having. Writing inherently involves attention to some type of sentence structure and grammar and syntax, and through this they're learning those as well. So as they write, they become more aware of the rules and patterns of language. So I really believe that writing enhances oral development because students who write often usually have an easier time recognizing words, and as such have a better time expressing their ideas. Some of the strategies that I think are effective in selecting print and digital texts are based on the student's age, their personal background, and most importantly, their personal interests. One thing that I think is helpful is taking an assessment of the student's reading and then being able to cater for different difficulty levels within the class. Also, I think having a different option of various genres, given a variety of different texts, informative, literary, nonfiction, adventure, and so on, is really helpful because some students will be drawn towards certain genres. I also like to get library recommendations and have reading incentives. Like if you read so many books, then you will get a certain reward at the end. So the way that I have utilized this in my own classroom is I always choose a text that I work on as a play for my students. And in the first grade, the text that I've chosen is Stone Soup. So first of all, it tells sort of a moral, a lesson in that story that they can all understand easily and relate to, and gives them a lot of different characters with jobs that they all like to portray and act out. And at different times, depending on the level of comprehension, I've changed the text a little bit to make it a little easier if necessary. So those are my thoughts for today. I really appreciate you taking the time. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.